Welcome to Fox 54 News at 6. I'm Kenesha Dees. All eyes on the weather. Low temperatures, freezing rain, and perhaps even ice, all anticipated. And it's why this weekend is a Fox 54 Weather Impact Alert Day, and it's in place weekend, actually. We're keeping our eye on the weather across North Alabama. I'm joined now by Fox 54 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Jordan, as we prepare for winter weather across North Alabama, what can we expect?
Well, we can expect a variety of different things across the area as we head into the weekend. We're talking about the potential for some colder air to build into the Tennessee Valley, especially as we head into the early part of next week. But in terms of precipitation, we're talking about a little bit of everything at this point. Sleet, freezing rain, maybe a little bit of snow. And at the same time, we're also just talking about some straight liquid rain that could develop across the area. A winter storm watch is going to go into effect across the entire Tennessee Valley. That's going to run from Friday evening until Sunday evening. I believe 6 p.m. on Friday through 6 p.m. on Sunday. There have been some changes to the forecast recently. An area of low pressure looks to be tracking a little bit further to the north, and that changes things for us. This would allow some slightly warmer air to build into the Tennessee Valley, not just on Saturday, but on Sunday as well. If this happens, warmer air means we're talking about less snow, but we're talking about a greater ice or rain chance across the Tennessee Valley. This leads us to two potential scenarios as we head into the weekend, and we'll talk about both of them here in a few minutes.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, Jordan. Officials with Huntsville Utilities also attended today's conference, and they say they're bracing for a potentially dangerous ice event. Utility leaders warn that freezing rain could cause significant stress to the grid. The main concern is ice accumulation on trees and power lines, which could lead to scattered outages across Madison County. Starting late Friday night, officials say crews are on standby around the clock, but they urge you to have an emergency plan in place.
Normal configurations will be ready for the cold weather, and then any inclement weather, having staffing in place to work around the clock as needed. We've been in contact with our contractors, both on the tree trimming side and the line of work side. Freezing rain is what we get really concerned about. As Chris Nice mentioned, you get freezing rain on the power lines, you get freezing rain on the trees, especially over 1/4 of an inch, and that can create widespread outages and long restorations.
Huntsville Utilities will have equipment staged and ready to go if needed. City and county leaders also keeping a close eye on the weekend's winter weather, prioritizing safety for everyone who could be affected. This afternoon, officials discussed how they're preparing for the weather, maintaining roads, and keeping families safe. Fox 54's Gabe Glassman was there and shares their plans.
Local officials from Huntsville, Madison, and Madison County gathering in a news conference Wednesday afternoon, all of them stressing the importance of safety and preparation. These officials continue to keep an eye on the potential for this weekend's weather impact, many bringing up road safety, calling for people to stay home if you don't have to be on the roads.
We're all working together as a commission, recognizing each different unique district as well as the resources that we have available to us.
Madison County Commission Chairman Mac McCutcheon spoke to us on why preparation is important.
Preparation is so important in a time like this. Do not wait until we start getting ice on the roads before you realize, oh, I don't have enough water or I need food. Then it's too late. So prepare now, right now. We've got a couple of days ahead of us. Let's make sure that we're prepared. And also another good thing is that check your neighbors. Just talk to each other. The people you live close by, know what their situations are. If they have medical issues, just put them on the list and make sure that you stay in touch with each other so neighborhoods can help each other.
Officials are planning more news conferences in the coming days to keep the community informed. In Huntsville, Gabe Glassman, Fox 54 News.
The Alabama Department of Transportation is preparing for winter weather across North Alabama, too. ALDOT urges you to avoid travel if possible. Crews are monitoring forecasts, pre-treating roads, and prioritizing bridges and interstates for clearance. But with rain before the weekend comes, ALDOT still figuring out when and if they will be able to pre-treat roads.
In this situation, it is looking increasingly likely that we may have to have, just a treatment operation where we go, and which is also part of any of these events. We have our crews ready with trucks mounted with spreaders to go out and spread salt on the road and use hot brine to, potentially melt off any icy areas as well.
Additional tips from ALDOT include taking extra precautions. If you have to drive, Drive slower, have more space between you and the car in front of you, and keep an eye out for black ice. As the winter weather gets closer, one government company is looking to make sure your lights stay on. Fox 54 spoke with the Tennessee Valley Authority to learn how the group is preparing for this weekend. During the interview, a TVA spokesperson told Fox 54 about how the organization has been prepping for an event such as this weekend over the past few years and is ready to take action as needed.
We do things like add insulation and wind protection to key equipment that might be exposed to the elements at some of our power generating facilities, like our natural gas and coal sites. And then also we've installed heat trace monitoring systems. So that allows the control room at our power plants to be able to get real-time data about the conditions of equipment that might be outdoors.
McLean adds TVA will have linemen and equipment stationed around North Alabama to help local power companies. Decatur Utilities wants you to be prepared for icy conditions that could lead to power outages and frozen pipes. Officials say TVA's power supply is stable, but ice on trees and power lines could still cause outages. You're urged to stock up on essentials and keep your phone charged. To stay safe, lower your thermostat, protect pipes, and use space heaters like what you see on your screen away from anything flammable. Generators are great when the power goes out, especially in cold weather, but they can be dangerous to use. Here's what you need to know to safely use your generator. Never connect your generator to your home's wall outlets. Doing so could damage your appliances, spark fires, and violate electrical codes. Keep generators outside only to prevent carbon monoxide poisoning, and never connect them to your breaker box. Warming shelters are opening across the Tennessee Valley ahead of winter weather conditions this weekend. First stop here in Huntsville will open its doors to those in need Friday at 5 p.m. and remain open until Tuesday morning. In Florence, Southern Legacy Assembly is operating a daytime warming shelter on South Royal Avenue Saturday and Sunday. The Salvation Army of the Shoals will also provide meals and overnight shelter to those in need. For more information on shelters and warming stations in North Alabama, go to fox54.com. And be sure to stay weather aware this weekend, and to find a warming shelter near you, just text SHELTER to 256-382-2692. That will send you a list of warming shelters near you directly to your phone. Again, the number is 256-382-2692. You can keep up with all weather impact alert updates anytime, anywhere with our 24/7 weather stream right here on Fox 54 Plus. Download on your TV, watch for free.
Who said you can't have chili and be plant-based, right?
This Wellness Wednesday, we go into the kitchen of a couple who pride themselves on a plant-based diet. It's part of their health journey. And on the menu, as you saw, is chili. We get to meet them next. Anticipation builds for the next launch, Artemis 2, the Marshall Space Flight Center. A part of that, we have a listen on what's new.
Now, Wellness Wednesday on Fox 54 News, sponsored by Regenesis.
This chilly weather would go great with a bowl of chili. This Wellness Wednesday, I have the pleasure of introducing you to a Huntsville couple who's all about a plant-based diet. They say it's helped them on their health journey. This is also in recognition of Veganuary, a 31-day pledge for no meat, dairy, eggs, and honey. Meet chefs and owners of CKB 360 Wellness, Wymillion and Gerald Cobb.
CKB 360 Wellness, first of all, it stands for Cobb Kingdom Builders. So our last name, Kingdom Builders. And it came about it actually started back during the pandemic around 2020. So today we are putting together a vegan walnut chili. You know, it's that time of year where we all want a bowl of something, some chili. And why not some vegan chili? And so we put together a very simple recipe that you all can do at home as well. We have some pinto beans here.
Pinto beans or red beans.
Or red beans. We have fresh white onion. We have fresh garlic. We have green bell pepper. We have red bell pepper. We also have right here our walnuts.
With your walnuts, you can soak the walnuts
Right.
and then blend the walnuts into, and this is kind of where our meat base comes from the walnuts.
Yes.
You would cut up a tomato, something simple as cutting up the tomato, and we do an onion as well.
So get all of that working. Stir, stir, stir. Who said you can't have chili and be plant-based, right? Come on now.
So we're gonna do a taste test. Right. This is plant-based chili. This is totally derived from plants, no meat. Let's see. That's good. It was delicious, and it was so much fun. Thank you for having me, the W and GC. Find this and more Wellness Wednesday topics on Fox 54 Plus. Download on your TV, watch for free. We take you to Marshall Space Flight Center, an integral piece to the Artemis 2 mission. We have a look at what's new, and also, Jordan, what's new with this weather we've been watching?
Yeah, winter storm watch going to go into effect Friday evening ahead of the potential for some significant winter weather across the Tennessee Valley. But I also have some changes I've got to tell you, and I will here in just a couple of minutes.
The countdown is on at Marshall Space Flight Center for the Artemis II mission, and today Fox 54 got a peek behind the scenes as the launch approaches. From future flight hardware to where team members will sit during launch, Fox 54 got to see how Marshall Space Flight Center contributed to Artemis II. Space Launch System Associate Manager Sharon Cobb, she says the effort is a multi-generational affair.
The community here has been so important in our ability to construct, to produce, to design this rocket. A lot of the people that work here, it's a 2 or 3 generational part of their family's history. And so the fact that they can be a part of this national capability that is providing access to the moon, to deep space exploration for many years to come is just critically important.
And coming up on Fox 54 News at 9, we'll have more from our visit and hear more from leaders at Marshall.
With your certified most accurate forecast, this is a Fox 54 Weather Impact Alert.
Yeah, now it's about the time for people to start preparing for the weekend.
Yeah, if you haven't already done so, there's a lot of things you can do. Get your car prepared, air in the tires, gas in the car, head to the store, get the essential things that you think you're going to need as we head into the weekend.
Yeah, you had asked me if I went to the grocery store. Have you?
Oh, I have totally not gone to the grocery store, no. I am here doing this, so have not at all been to the grocery store.
Well, wifey will be able to, right?
Hopefully, she is lucky and will actually not be in town for the fun that is going to be this weekend. We're talking about a little bit of rain across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. This is going to stick around in some capacity over the next several hours. It could be with us as we head into the lunch hour on Thursday. But let's begin to talk about the other end of the spectrum. A winter storm watch is going to go into effect across all of North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. It's going to run from Friday evening through Sunday evening, 6 p.m. on Friday to 6 p.m. on Sunday, I do believe. There have been some changes in the forecast over the last 24 hours, and I would like to tell you about them. First and foremost, an area of low pressure looks to be tracking a little bit further to the north. Now, why is that important? Well, we've been talking about this over the last couple of days. That area of low pressure tracking a little bit further to the north would allow some slightly warmer air to build into the Tennessee Valley. And by slightly warmer, I mean slightly above freezing, not just on Saturday, but on Sunday as well. Now, with the addition of some slightly warmer air, that would mean less snow for us across the Tennessee Valley and a greater chance of both freezing rain and a little bit of just straight liquid rain as well. So with that in mind, there are a couple of different scenarios that we're watching, one of which is going to happen, the other of which will then not happen. I personally believe scenario number 1 is going to end up coming to fruition. Temperatures are going to be a bit higher, which is going to bring more normal rain to the Tennessee Valley, lowering the overall impact slightly. There is definitely still going to be a societal impact here because we'd be talking about freezing roads as we head into the overnight. As that liquid rain falls, it'll freeze overnight, but the overall impact is going to be slightly lower. Scenario number 2, there was a chance that the temperatures are not going to rise above freezing. If the temperatures do not rise above freezing, then that's going to lead to a more prolonged, widespread freezing rain situation, which is going to have a greater societal impact. And by a greater societal impact, I'd be talking about widespread power outages, downed limbs, and hazardous driving conditions. This is if scenario number 2 ends up coming to fruition, where we get more of a widespread freezing rain event. And as of right now, I really don't think that's going to happen. Here's Futurecast as we head into the earliest hours of Saturday morning. We are going to start things off initially with a little bit of frozen precipitation, whether that's a little bit of freezing rain across northwest Alabama, up across southern Middle Tennessee, maybe even a little bit of snow. I've overlaid the temperatures because that's going to be important as well. Below freezing across northwest Alabama and up across southern Middle Tennessee. And we're going to kind of stick with this trend through the earliest hours of Saturday morning. But look what happens. 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, some of us are actually above freezing, which would suggest a little bit of liquid rain across the Tennessee Valley. Many of us, though, are below freezing. So talking about frozen precipitation across northwest Alabama and up across southern Middle Tennessee. As we go through the forecast, I think you're going to find that the biggest impact is probably going to be realized across northwest Alabama and then up across southern Middle Tennessee. As we head into the afternoon, in those locations, we're still talking about temperatures that are at or below freezing. Everywhere else, temperatures have kind of risen above freezing, so we're actually going to be looking at a little bit of a liquid rain. Now we're getting getting into Saturday night, early into Sunday morning, a mix of liquid rain and just normal frozen precipitation. Then look what happens as we head into the afternoon on Sunday. Temperatures currently forecast to climb into the upper 30s, which means we'd then be talking about straight liquid rain that would freeze Sunday night, early into Monday morning. So if I had to show you forecast ice totals, this is what we're looking at. Higher ice totals across northwest Alabama, Lauderdale, Colbert, and Franklin counties. Higher ice totals up across southern Middle Tennessee, where the temperatures are going to be the lowest. These numbers really dropping off across the rest of the Tennessee Valley. This is definitely a little bit of good news, but something we're going to continue to watch. The forecast continues to be very fluid and fluctuate. So we're going to want to pay attention to this as we head into your Thursday. We still have our Fox 54 weather impact alert weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Remember, if liquid rain falls, it's all going to freeze, both Saturday night and Sunday night. Temperatures do not rise above freezing, so there's still going to be a significant impact there on Monday. We are finally above freezing Tuesday and Wednesday of next week.
For 2 decades, it's been the heartbeat of Limestone County, a place where history meets progress. Today, Athens Main Street is kicking off a year-long celebration marking 20 years of turning a vision of revitalization into a reality. Community leaders say success didn't happen overnight. It's been a partnership between local government, property owners, and a dedicated army of volunteers. Fox 54's Logan Alexander Russell tells us what's next for downtown Athens.
Athens Main Street is celebrating 20 years this year. They held a press conference this morning to talk about what's next for the downtown area. What started as a grassroots effort has evolved into an award-winning engine for economic growth. Projects like Merchants Alley have transformed once overlooked spaces into community gems.
Definitely see how downtown was before Athens Main Street. It is definitely night and day. So with 20 years, you've seen the city grow so much. People are proud of it. People walk through our doors every day from all around the world. And most of the time, their families have brought them downtown to shop, to eat.
As Main Street Athens enters its 3rd decade, the focus shifts from what has been built to what comes next.
The economic development part is really key. We would like to have people living downtown. We have 0 people living in downtown Athens right now. That would be a pivotal change for us, and it would be a paradigm shift to having more active things going on in the evening hours. So that's one thing we're going to really be focusing on in the next couple years.
The anniversary celebration will roll out throughout the year and includes special events, storytelling campaigns, recognition of longtime partners and volunteers, and highlights of the projects and moments that have defined downtown's transformation. In Athens, Logan Alexander Russell, Fox 54 News.
Congratulations. Well, you're invited to join the party. You can share your own memories online using the hashtag Athens Main Street 20 years as the city looks forward to a 3rd decade of growth. Arts Huntsville and the City of Huntsville awarded 2026 arts and cultural grants to 20 local nonprofits at City Hall. City Council allocated $300,000 from its 2026 budgeting, supporting programs in dance, music, theater, and visual arts. Recipients include Fantasy Playhouse Huntsville, Community Drumline, Shenanigans Comedy Theater, and more. Grants were reviewed by a citizen panel after organizations submitted applications last fall. For a full list of awarded organizations, go to fox54.com. But what's happening with Alabama basketball?
Well, a former Crimson Tide player who saw action in the NBA with the G League, he's now trying to come back to college and play college hoops. We'll talk about that next.
Fox 54 Sports is sponsored by Alpha Insurance.
And good evening, everyone. Following their big road win at Mississippi State and then Oklahoma, the Alabama men's basketball team trying to enjoy a week off from the hardwood before the game on Saturday. But a former Tide player is keeping them in the news. Charles Bediako has sued the NCAA and has temporarily been granted a restraining order to return to play for Alabama and play collegiate basketball immediately. Here's the breakdown. He went undrafted. He never appeared in an NBA game, but he did sign a two-way contract with the San Antonio Spurs, and he played for the Grand Rapids Gold of the NBA G League. So in the midst of this news, the folks down in T-Town, they released this statement. University of Alabama supports Charles and his ongoing efforts to be reinstated for competition while he works to complete his degree. After Bediako got that temporary restraining order against the NCAA, well, they responded with this. These attempts to sidestep our rules and recruit individuals who have finished their time on a collegiate level or signed NBA contracts are taken away from opportunities of high school students. A judge ordering the NCAA to let a former NBA player take the court Saturday against actual college student athletes is exactly why Congress must step in and empower college sports to enforce our eligibility rules, end quote. No word on if Bediako will actually suit up with the Crimson Tide on Saturday. Hey, it was a big day for Stuart Sink, the Florence native claiming the Jack Nicklaus Player of the Year award from the PGA Tour. Sink, an 8-time PGA Tour winner, including the Open Championship in 2009, winning 3 times on the PGA Tour Champions League in 2025, including the season-ending Charles Schwab Cup Championship. Congratulations to him on that. Coming up tonight at 9 on Fox 54, we'll check in on the UNA men's basketball team as they take on Queens. You'll see those highlights tonight on Fox 54. Kanisha.
Yes, also coming up on Fox 54 News at 9 as we get ready for winter weather across North Alabama, we'll tell you how cities are preparing to handle the weekend weather. You're not the only one who needs to be protected in the cold. Your fur babies do too. We'll tell you just how to keep your furry friends safe ahead of severe weather. And later tonight, Fox 54 gives you a behind-the-scenes look at NASA's return to the moon, how Marshall Space Flight Center is shaping Artemis 2, and why this mission spans generations. We'll have this story and more tonight at 9. Before we let you go, check this out. A zoo in Poland capturing this adorable video of a tiny deer choosing to spar with a rhino in the snow. The Wrocław says the Chinese muntjac deer was trying to show who's in charge, even though the rhino weighs over a ton. The little is still ready to tussle, as you can see, both of them having a great time. You know, I just love when unsuspecting animals play with each other.
That's kind of cute.
Like cats and horses, or like a duck and, I don't know, some other iguana.
A deer and a rhino.
Yeah, it's super cute.
It's cute. One last look at the next 7 days. We're going to continue to focus on our weather impact alert weekend across the Tennessee Valley. We're going to begin to see some precipitation build in a very early Saturday morning, and that's going to continue in some capacity through Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, through a good chunk of the day.